Welcome guys and welcome to Airite Traders. In this specific video, I'll actually be demonstrating on how you can actually be able to use the advanced Airite. We have a new speed robot that is really doing amazing. So I'll actually be demonstrating on how you can actually be able to use the advanced Airite, which has a lot of tons and tons of features. Some of which are some of the features we imported, that is from the Airite speedboat with improved performance and more options. So I have done tons of videos on how you can actually be able to become profitable in binary trading, and in this case I want us to that is a adventure that is in our new tool by the name Advanced Airite. We'll actually be using that robot to actually execute different contracts. So this is a long video. Make sure you watch the whole of it so that you can actually be able to get all the details. So for this specific video, I'll actually be demonstrating on the various features we have, how you can actually be able to incorporate them, how you can actually be able to trade with different markets here. But when it comes to the analysis, you can do the analysis. Now, how do you do the setup and trade with the Airite? That is the advanced Airite. That's what I will be demonstrating. Most of you actually have a lot of information on how to use this part. Maybe we call that is the Airite speedboat. We have different speedboats. So in this case, we'll go straight to advanced Airite. So under the advanced Airite, this robot trades at a speed of 1 tick. Yeah, so it executes contract at a speed of 1 tick, just like the robots that we have under the Airite speedboat. But now, the good thing with advanced Airite is that it has more advanced features. You can trade at a speed of 1 tick, 2 tick, 3 ticks, 4 ticks, depending on what you want. We also have some other options, like you can actually be able to trade to do what you call bulk trading. You can also be able to do hedging. There are those people who want to push multiple contracts at the same time. You can actually be able to do that comfortably using that is the advanced Airite robot. So it's very simple. I'll first of all show you the navigations. So the moment you click the advanced Airite, this is what you have. Yeah, you can actually see by default we have roughly 101S setup. You can actually see this is what you call the price. Yeah, if you check here, this is what you call, this is where you normally load the robot. By default, this is our default robot. We call it the Airite Storm Shadow. You can actually see the current status. The robot is not running. That's why it is the status is stopped. When you are executing, use this robot after you are done with your setup. There's a button that you normally use, this stop button. That's what you're supposed to use to execute. So this robot has stop and resume option. You'll actually see that as we execute. So in this specific tutorial, because I just want to give details on how to use this robot, I'll actually be demonstrating using it on a demo, but that doesn't mean like we don't use this robot on a real account, because I don't want to leave my money when I'm explaining some of these details, because I have already done a lot of videos on how you can actually be able to do these stuff. Now in this video, I just want to demonstrate on how you can actually be able to trade using now the Airite speed, that is the advanced Airite robot. Then as time goes by, I'll start exploring different markets, for example over 3, over 4, over 5, now on real account, and how you need to go about it. Okay, so in case you have for example because of course you can actually be able to do your own setup and download the robot. Yeah, for example, come and give it a name and save. So for example, let's say for example you create your own robot under the advanced speed robot. So you just need, once you are done, click download and save your robot. Then once you have saved your robot in that is in your device, and you want to upload the robot now, let's say you want to come back later to trade, just click upload and navigate where you save that robot. For example, if it's this one, and just upload. Yeah, so just click upload, then select the robot and open, and you can actually see here is the robot. Then in case you want to use our robots that we have, the speedboats that we have under the advanced Airite, you just need to click select robot. Currently you can actually see we have one robot by default, which is by the name, because by the name that is the Airite Storm Shadow. Okay, so under the Airite, this is the default robot which we call the Airite Storm Shadow. The moment you just visit, that is advanced Airite. We have the advanced Airite Storm Shadow loaded. But of course, from tomorrow we'll actually have some other robots. So here we'll have a list of robots that you can actually be able to select. In case you want to load these robots, just click load bot, and that robot will be loaded. That is on your, that is advanced right bot builder. Now, how do you set up these robots? It's very simple and very easy. Let me first of all start by refreshing my PC. So every time before you trade, always make sure always make sure you that is you refresh your PC. Okay, it's very simple to actually use these robots, as that's what you'll realize by the end of this video. So as you trade with the speed robot, the first and the most important thing is your internet speed. What is your internet speed? You should make sure that you are using one of the best and the fastest internet speed. So what if you run your speed test, it should be, that is at least from 10 Mbps is fine. Then there's something else which is very much important, which what that is what you call the latency. The latency, both loaded and unloaded, should be, that is 15 Mbps microseconds and below. And how do you test your speed, your internet speed? All you just need to do is just type on your browser fast.com. So both loaded and unloaded should be, that is less than 15 Mbps microseconds and below. At least the internet speed should be 10 Mbps and above. Okay. So how do you do setup? So if you check here, the moment you just visit the advanced edit, this is what you have. You can just click, that is the select bot, and load any default robot that we have here, any robot that we have under the advanced AI speed bots. All just in case you want to do your own setup, you can just use what we have here loaded by default, which is the robot you call by the name the Airite Storm Shadow. And now in this specific video, I want to show you the various ways you can actually be able to configure, that is the Airite Storm Shadow. So let me just click here. So this robot can actually be able to trade different markets. When you talk of different markets, for example, you can trade over 1, over 2, over 3, over 4. For example, market 1, just like we had that the RI Speedboat used to have market 1 and market 2. Now with this one, you can have more markets. You can have market 1, market 2, market 3, market 4, market 5. You can have a list of markets. So how do you set up this market? For example, assuming I want to trade the market like over 3, yeah, how do you set up a trade to this robot to trade over 3? So just click here. We have, for example, it is like this. Just click this down drop button here, or just click market, and you can actually see we have this list of stuffs that you can actually be able to set up. So the first one is market volatilities. So just click market volatilities, and you can actually see we have a pop-up. We have a list of options that you can actually be able to apply. So this is where you normally select the volatility that you want to use to trade. So in case you want to trade, that is okay. First of all, you cannot remove a volatility unless you add another one, then cancel the previous. So what you do to change the volatility, just click here, select your volatility of your choice. For example, in this case, 25 1s. Then cancel the default. You can actually see now we have 25 1s. Okay. So we have already selected the volatility. In case you want to use multiple volatilities, just click here and add the different volatilities that you want to use. For example, let's add like 3, like that. Okay. Then for example, we want to switch between these volatilities. How do you want this volatility to switch? So just activate this button here and switch after. So how do you want these volatilities? I want to switch these volatilities after loss, after 1 loss or 2 losses. So let me select, for example, after 1 loss, then switch after 2 consecutive losses. The robot will actually switch to a different volatility. So that's enough. And that means we are trading on volatility 25 1s, 50 1s, and volatility 100 1s. Okay, so that's how you select multiple volatilities. And we have different options here. You can actually see you can switch on loss, on win, or switch after a certain number of contracts. Okay, then in case you just want to trade with one volatility, just cancel there. Then let's say, for example, you are trading market one, market two, market three, and you want to apply the same volatilities. You don't want to keep switching. You want all the markets to apply the same volatilities. Because now the setup that we are doing is for market one. In case you want to apply the same volatilities for market two or even market three, market four, what you do, you select this option we call global share. Global share, that means everything you set up there will be used for all the markets which will have what you call the global shared option. For example, now in this case, if you click, for example, global shared, you can actually see the other option has disappeared. And now instead of having this option here, you can actually see at the top above the market, we have global shared market. That means the settings, the volatilities, everything you set up here will actually be applied. That is for all the markets that will you'll actually activate the global shared option. So if you click here, under the global shared, you can actually see market volatilities. If you click market volatilities, you can be able to add different volatilities like that, add more and more. You can actually see now all these volatilities will be applied for all the markets which are global shared like that. So if you add another market here, then come to market two, come to market volatilities, you can actually see the market is global shared by default. But in case, for example, for market two, you don't want to apply the volatilities that you have under the global shared, you just need to deactivate. Then come to this part, add volatility, and select volatility of your choice. Yeah, but just in case you still want to use the volatilities we have at the global chain, all you need to do is just activate there, and that means market two will be using the volatilities that we have at the global share. Okay, so let's proceed, and I'll get to explain some more details. So in case you don't want, then you can also click switch after. How do you want these volatilities to switch? For example, after two consecutive, for example, losses like that, the robot should switch to a different volatility. Okay. Okay, someone is calling my phone. Okay, so I want us to proceed. We'll call in a few. Okay, fine. So let's proceed. So this is market one. In case you don't want to apply those global shared options, so just click here and deactivate. If you deactivate, you can actually see the global shared option has actually disappeared because it was above the market. Okay, so let's just do a simple setup. Let me say, let's say you want to trade on 25 1s, cancel there. Then we don't want this market to switch, of course, because we are just using a single volatility. So under the market option, market volatilities, you only select the volatilities that you want to use to trade. That is the first option. So once you are done, you can click market volatilities, and you can actually see those options have actually collapsed, and those settings are already saved. If you click here, you can actually be able to see we have volatility, that is 25 1s. Then you have trade definitions. This is where you normally that is instruct the robot which markets you want to trade. So just click trade options. And for example, you can say you want to trade either matches, differs, over, under, even. All these markets are actually here. For example, if you want to trade over, you can say I want to trade market like over 4, like that. Yeah. Then we also have global shared option. For all these options that we have, that is under the market. Yeah, you can actually be able to have global shared options. Like for example, the way it is, that means market one will actually be trading over 4. But just in case you have market one, market two, market three, market four, and you want all those markets to trade at the same market, or yeah, you want those markets to trade those markets to actually trade the same trades. So you just need to click to activate what you call that is a global shared. Okay, and if you click here the global shared, you can actually see we have trade definitions. Then you can just come here and say like you want to trade at which speed, either 1 tick, 2 ticks, 3 ticks. Yeah, so it's actually very simple. But let me deactivate this option. So I want to trade over 4. Then once you are done, just click trade definition to collapse that button. Then we have this other option, the risk manager. Just click the risk manager, and if you check here, you can actually be able to set up your stake. So we also under this one, we also have the global option. If you activate the global option, you can actually be able to set up your that is your options around here. Just activate it there, and you'll have everything that you want, and you'll actually find it there. You can actually be able to set up the material, everything. You would normally do this just in case there that is everything that you like. You want everything you set up about the risk manager. You want it to be shared in market 1, market 2, market 3, market 4. You want them, instead of duplicating all those setups, like you just go set up market 1, set up market 2, set up market 3. You just do what you call activate the global shared. Then all those whatever you set at the global shared will actually be applied, that is in all those markets. Okay, so let me deactivate this because I want to explain something different. So I'll just click the risk manager, you can actually see, and deactivate the global shared option. So under the global shared option, you can actually see we have the different types of material. So just click here. We have risk manager. Click this icon. You can actually see we have martingale, split martingale, we have Fibonacci, we also have compounding, stake list, D, Albert. Yeah. So if you check this, a normal martingale that you normally do, for example, you can set like the martingale factor of 2. We have the split martingale, which normally like that is when it comes to the mode of recovery, it's a bit different. I'll actually get some time to actually explain what is the split material, do some videos on how you can actually be able to apply the split material. But this is where you normally that is apply this is where you normally that is for example, let's say you are trading market like over 2 with over 4 recovery. So the moment you lose on over 2, the robot will switch to over 4. Okay. So what you normally do, you can apply a martingale factor of 2. So in this case, the moment you lose on over 2, let's say you are staking $5, you lose the $5, then the robot will apply a martingale factor of 2, meaning the next stake will be $4. Then you will apply what you call the split martingale. When you are applying the split martingale, if you happen to recover to make a win, that is in your third trade, that means you'll not be able to make a full recovery. You still have a small deficit. So the robot will switch back to under 2 over 2 after making a win, but it will not reset the stake because you have not recovered everything. Now after that trade, that's when this robot will actually that is reset the stake. That's what the split martingale happens. Like you are splitting that martingale that is on different contracts so that you can actually be able to make a recovery. Then we have the normal martingale, we have Fibonacci, we have compounding, stake list, and the Albert. I will actually be in a position to actually explain all these as time goes by as we take this trade. But in this specific case, let me apply what we are used to, what we call the martingale. So if you click there, you can actually see we have a multiplier. This is what you call the martingale. Come and set up your martingale there. For example, if you want to use a martingale factor of 2, then besides here we have the stake. Set up your stake. If you want to apply a stake of that is a stake of 10, then we have what you call the activate limit. Like when do you want this martingale to actually activate? So I want it to activate after the first loss. So just set 1. If you want to activate it to activate after 2 losses, just set 2. In case you don't want this robot to activate, you can set it to unlimited. Yeah. So this means this robot, the martingale will actually not activate. It will not apply martingale. But in this case, let me just set 1. Then we have the activate limit. Like you want the robot to apply the martingale after a certain number of losses, then it resets to the default. So you can just say after something like 3 losses, reset, and the next trade, the further contract, execute with the default that is martingale. Okay, the default stake. But in this case, let me just do it set to unlimited. Okay, like that. Then in case you want to collapse these options under the that is risk manager, just click risk management and it will be gone. In case you want to apply the value when trading over 4, just click here like that. And you can actually see we have the value hook here. You can actually activate the value hook You can see, for example, after 4 consecutive losses, the robot should actually trade over 4. So we have after 4 consecutive losses, after 4 wins, or even you can say you want the robot to alternate between virtual and real account. Okay, so actually it's very simple. Then we also have this other option, trade real until recovery. This means the moment you make a loss, the robot will activate the margin, and once you make a recovery, that's when it will switch back to our virtual account. Okay, so it's normally very simple, just the normal way we normally we used to do it under the Air8 speedboat, only that now we have a different interface with more features and better performance. Okay, then just in case you want to use the virtual hook, that is for all the market 1, market 2, market 3, you want them to apply the virtual hook, just activate that is the virtual hook, the global shared option. Then if you go under the global shared, you'll actually find those options. Click here, enable virtual hook, just activate it there, and now you can actually be able to do the setup, switch to real after 3 or 4 consecutive losses, whichever. So let me deactivate this option. So I want you guys to actually understand what is this global shared. Okay. Okay, let me first of all do explain the details of everything else we have. I'll also come here and explain and show you the virtual hook running. Then you have this other part which we call the strategy logic. All you need to do is just click here in case you want to apply a certain strategy. Then click here, add group, and you can actually see we have everything and the condition. For example, in case you are using the LDP, if the last 3 digits, that is under, for example, under 5, if the last 3 digits under 5 appears, execute a trade on over 4. Then recovery limit, like you want this robot to make how many attempts to make a recovery. For example, you can say 2. So that means in case, for example, we hit our first loss, our second loss, the robot will pause and wait for the conditions to be met. So that's how you do the setup. In case you want to apply another strategy, all you need to do is just click this option here, that is add group, and we'll actually have that is another logic. For example, you can click here and set. For example, we have different options. We have LDP, market percentage, sequence radar, complex pattern, and entry point. In case it's the percentage pattern, click there. And in case it's market percentage, and say if under, if over, that is over for market is greater than, that is which percentage, for example, we can say is greater than 50%, execute a trade on over 4, considering that this condition which we set up here first is met. Okay, in case you still need to add another one, just click there, and if you come below here, you'll actually see the condition here. What if I have already added this condition and I don't want to use it? We have this delete icon here, so just click delete and you can actually see it has disappeared. In case you want to delete this, it has disappeared. Yeah, like that. It's actually very simple. In case you also want to delete this, just click there. Okay, so that's how you set up. That is the strategy logic. In case the strategy or the strategy logic that you want to apply, you want it to apply for market 1, market 2, market 3. What you do, just click global shared, and if you come at the top here, you can actually see the global shared option. Click the strategy, and you can see you can actually be able to add the different strategies at the top here. That means the moment you add these strategies, they'll actually be applied for both market 1, market 2, market 3. Okay, so in the meantime, let me deactivate these. Okay, then we also have this post signal sequence. I'll actually explain these in details, that is in a different video, but actually it's meant like the moment you lose in a trade, you want the robot to continue executing contracts. So we have this option we call quick run, we have instant recovery. This one I'll actually do videos about it later. Yeah, at the moment that's a new feature which we don't have under the Air Speedbot. I'll actually do videos on that. Then we have post trading. For example, there's someone who is actually executing trades and they want, like after a while or after you take two consecutive losses, you want the robot to post a bet. So what do? You enable post trading. So you just click here, enable post trading, then come and say like post after like 5, click here, like you can post after 5 losses, after 3 wins, after a certain number of runs, for example, you can see losses. You can see after 2 losses, I want this robot to pause. Then for which duration, you can say, for example, 10 seconds. Yeah. So the moment you hit 2 losses, the robot will pause for like 10 ticks. Then after those 10 ticks, the robot will assume the trades automatically. Okay. So let me deactivate this. I'll actually do videos on how you can actually be able to set up that and how you can actually be able to apply. Then we also have this option we call the stop trading. This is where you normally set up your stop loss. So we also have the global shared option. If you activate here, if you come at the top here under the global shared, you can actually be able to see stop trading. So just click here, then activate the stop trading option. This is where we have consecutive wins, consecutive losses. Like you want this robot to pause after what? After a certain number of wins, after a certain number of losses, overall losses, total trades. Okay, so for example, myself, I like using this option which we call consecutive losses. Then I'll come here and set like after 5 consecutive losses, I want the robot to stop trading. Okay, to actually pause, to actually stop trading. Now, in case this option is understood under that is a global share, that means it will apply for all the markets that you'll actually connect. But in this case, in case you just want to apply for that specific market, just click, just deactivate it there, then go to global shared and actually deactivate. Now, in case you want to apply this to apply in market one, just click there and click consecutive wins. You can set up to something like after consecutive losses. After we hit 4 consecutive losses, the robot will automatically stop. You can set up to 5. Yeah. So then in case you want to collapse this option, just click stop trading and you can actually see it has disappeared. Now, the last option is the target profit and stop loss guard. So just click here and you can actually see we have global shared option. In case you want your target profit and stop loss to be applied for the whole market, market 1, market 2, market 3, just activate the global shared, then go at the top there and do your setup. But in case you want it to be applied in market 1, so just click here and set up your target profit here. In case your target profit is something like 30, let's say like $50, like that. Then come set up your stop loss here. In case you want a stop loss 5,000, like that. So you have already set up your target profit and stop loss. So in this case, we have set up volatility, which is 25 1S. Then something else that we have done is trade definition. We are trading over 4. Okay. Then if you go to the risk manager, we are applying a multi-gear factor of 2 and a stake of 10. Let's collapse this. We have not activated the virtual hook. You can actually see. We have not activated the strategies. You can actually see there are no strategies there. We have not activated this sequence signal. Yeah. Post trading, we have not applied post trading, but we have done stop trading after 5 consecutive losses. Then target profit and stop loss guard. That is target profit and stop loss guard. You can actually see they are actually activated. Okay, so just collapse there. In case you want now to execute over 4 markets. Okay, we have not done any analysis. We have just done the setup. Now to execute, you just need, in case you are waiting for your entries, you just need to wait to actually time on this button. Once you spot your entry, just click run. I'm just doing random trades. Yeah. And you can actually see now the trades are actually running and these trades are being executed at a speed of 1 tick. You can actually see how the robot is actually applying the martingale. You can actually see. So in case, for example, you are trading and you want to stop the robot, you just need to click this icon, this button, this stop button here. This is a button that you're supposed to apply. You can actually see we have already hit our stop loss there. But this is just for demonstration. I haven't done any analysis or even I have just done a random setup. I haven't done any analysis. Okay, so that's a disclaimer. So in case, for example, you hit a stop loss, the robot will automatically stop. That means the consecutive loss option is actually working because we did after 5 consecutive losses, the robot should automatically stop. Let's see how many losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will automatically stop. Okay. Then in case, for example, you hit your stop loss, you can actually see this button is still active. You can stop here or even here. You can actually see like that. So let's say the robot is learning like that and the robot is actually executing that is your trades and you really want to pause. Yeah. For example, I can pause at that point. So the moment you pause, let me pause when I lose, when I'm on loss, so that at least you can get a better understanding. Like that, you can actually see this is my first trade, this is my first loss, second loss here. Now, the moment you pause, the next time you'll assume it will not stake 10, it will actually continue from where you left. That's the difference between stop and pause. Yeah. So if I assume the next stake will be 40, just wait and see, you can actually see that. Yeah, you can actually see that. But if I stop at that point, the next minute, if I stop at, okay, this time round, I already hit my target profit. So let me start. If I stop like right now, you can actually see, then the next minute I start, you can actually see it will start from, you can actually see the trades are starting from 10. So just in case you are trading and you panic and you feel like you need first of all to pause in a bit, then resume your trades. So, or even make fresh entries for your trade, just click stop. Well, just click that is pause. Once you pause, you can go back to your robot, change the volatilities. For example, if you don't want to trade on volatility or 25 1s, you can change your volatility to 50 there, then cancel there, then come, that is resume your trades like that. And if now you can actually see these trades are now being executed on volatility 50 index. You can go to the journal and you can actually see that it's now 51s instead of 25 1s. Okay. So those are some of the ways that you can actually be able to set up this board. If you check, you have already hit our TP, but if you check here, the stop button is already active, but no trades are actually running. In case you want to stop it, you can use this button or this button. In case you use this button, just click stop. Or just in case the robot is already running and you want to stop it, use this button because this one might be a bit challenging. Just click this stop button like that, and you can actually see the robot has already stopped. So those are some more. That's how you can actually be able to set up your trade, a very simple trade. Okay, what if I want to trade the market like over 2 with over 4 recovery? How do you do your setup? So I'll just come to market one. Yeah, set up the volatility. I want to trade on volatility 51s. Let's say, for example, I want to trade on volatility 101s. I'll click there, select 101s. Then you can actually see we have two volatilities. Then cancel 51s like that. Then I'll collapse that option, the volatilities. I'll go to trade options. This one I'll come and set up. I want to trade over 2 like that. Yeah. Then I want to trade at a speed of 1 tick. In case you want to trade at a speed of 2 ticks, click there. Okay. But in this case now I want to trade at a speed of 1 tick. Then collapse that option. Then I'll go to the risk manager. This way I'll actually make sure you click here and select that is the martingale option, because by default the robot is at this split martingale. So just click martingale, then come here, set up your stake. Martingale, that is a multiplier, what you call the martingale. You have to use a martingale of 2. Then set up your stake here. We are using a stake of 10. Then collapse that option. In this case, because we are not using the virtual hook, we are not using the logic. Or in case you want to apply the logic, you just need to click here and set up. In case you want to use the virtual hook, just click here. The virtual hook, then activate the virtual hook, then set up the number of consecutive losses you want. Yeah. But now in this case, I'll go straight to this option we call stop trading consecutive losses. How many consecutive losses do you want activated there? Consecutive losses we can set up. For example, in this case, we have set up 5. Then collapse. Then click here, set up your that is your target profit and your stop loss. And because you want our target profit and stop loss to be applied for both market 1 and market 2, so we can elevate these to what you call the global shared option like that. You can actually see, then collapse there. So what you do now, just come to click here global shared, then click stop loss and target profit guard. So I want to as a target profit of $100, or yeah, $100, or let's say $50 like that. Then what is my stop loss? I want a stop loss of 500 like that. Okay, so that one is done. Then we also have this other one, the stop trading option, because we want it to apply on all markets. So you can just deactivate there, then activate global shared. So this option has actually been elevated at the top, and now at the global shared, assuming it is like that, you click global shared, you can actually see we have stop trading option. So just click there and enable. Then you can select how many consecutive losses. We can say 5. then collapse there. So after 5 consecutive losses, the robot will automatically stop. So we have already done our stop trading, we have already done our target profit, and that is the stop loss and target profit. So in this case, we have already set up the volatilities. We have already done. In case you want market 1 and market 2 to apply the same volatilities, you just need to click here, and that is activate that option, global shared option. Then if you click here, you can actually see we have the different volatilities. You can cancel all the volatilities and leave only the volatility that you want to use. For example, want to use 101s. Then in case you don't want to use multiple volatilities, just cancel there like that. Okay, so it's such simple. Okay, so all for example, in case you don't want to use the global shared option, or what you do, just go to market 1 and deactivate the global shared. For example, this is volatility 51s. I want to trade on volatility 51s. We cancel 10 there. Then that is collapse the market. This manager, everything else is set up, and you already done setting up market 1, which you have set up to trade over 2. Then click here to add market 2, then open here. The same settings we have market 1 were duplicated on market 2. If you click here, you can actually see the volatility is 51s. If you go to market 1, you'll actually see we have 51s. So everything was duplicated in, which was in market 1 was duplicated in market 2. Now you'll just go to market 2 and change a bit and customize it the way you want. For example, in case you want the robot, I want to trade over 2. In case of a loss, I want to switch to over 3, to something like over 4. But I also want, the moment I lose, market 1 is volatility 51s, but I want the moment I lose, I want to switch to volatility, that is 25 1s, like that. At the same time, I want to trade now over 4, so just click there, setup over 4, like that. Yeah, then collapse there. Then we also have the risk manager. Of course, the risk manager here, what are we doing? We're actually using the martingale. Everything is just the same as all. You can just decide to use the global shared option. If you come here to the global shared option, you can actually see we have the risk managers. But because you really don't have to always do that, because we already have that is the martingale set up here. We are using a martingale of 2. Everything is duplicated from market 1. Then we have already done this manager. We are not applying strategy at the moment because it's just for demonstration. We also have stop trading option. Of course, we are using the global shared, the target profit. We are using the global shared, which is already set up at the top. Then how do you want, no, this is global shared, okay, like that. So just collapse there, okay. So now we have already set up our market 1 and market 2. Market 1 is trading over 2, market 2 is trading over 4. How will these markets interact? So just click here, switch, market switcher, then activate. And now, how do you want this market to switch? So after one loss, I want this robot to switch. That is from market 1 to market 2. How do you want this robot to switch? Select recovery. So what this means, the moment we take a loss, the robot will switch from market 1 to market 2. Once we make a recovery, the robot will switch back to market 1. Are we together? Or just in case you want to switch on loss, there's someone else who want to switch on loss. So that means the robot will be trading market 1. Once we hit on a loss, the robot will switch to market 2. In case we hit a loss, the robot will switch back to market 1. Then you can also use this other option on win. So market will be trading market 1. Once we make a win, it will switch to market 2. Yeah, once we make another win, switch to market 1. Once we make a loss, it will actually remain in that specific market. But this time I want us to trade that is using what you call that is recovery. Or you can also use what you call the push ones. When you are actually using the push ones, that means this robot will actually be trading two contracts at once. That is market 1 and market 2 at the same time. But now in this case, in this case, I want to apply, let me apply first of all the recovery option. Let's see how it actually performs. Then just time your entries and run. So now we are trading over 2. You can actually see the payout. Once we lose, you can actually see we have already lost. Yeah. So the robot has already, okay, I think there's something that we haven't set up. There's something we haven't set up that is for the market 2. Let me stop here. Let's go to market 2. No, I think it's the volatility. The volatility. Let's see what volatilities we are applying in the market one. 51 is, yeah. So for the market two, we can apply the same volatility. That's why the robot stopped. That's 51 is like that. There. So let's reset this, then just run. So the robot is now trading over two. That's over two market. Once we lose, the robot will switch to over four on the same volatility. Now you can actually see. Let me stop. Let me first of all stop. You can actually see this is was over two. Then we lost this trade. The robot switched to over four. If you go to the journal, I think it can actually show that. You can actually see we lost it. Then we moved to over four. If you check here, win payout is strictly higher than yeah, here it is. Win payout is if the last digit in for 51s index is strictly higher than 4 after one ticks. So that means that is an over 4. That's actually an over 4 market. So right now we are trading that is on. We are actually trading market 1 and market 2 using on recovery option. What if I activate that is let me stop. So the best button to actually stop is this one. What if I want to use that is the push once option. So just click here in case you want to apply. Okay, that is on recovery option. In case you want to switch on loss, then click there, then time your entries, then just run. Okay. So the moment we make a loss, that's when this robot will actually switch. You can actually see it has switched to over four. We have made a loss, switch back to over two. So it's very simple to actually operate this robot. Then we also have some other options here. Let me click here in case you want to switch on to use push once. Push once means this robot will actually be trading market one and market two at the same time. So just click here, override risk managers. In case you want to apply the same risk management, yeah, just activate this button. That means this robot will actually apply the same stake for market one and market two. It will also be applying the same, that is materially. But in case you want to use different stake for market one and market two, you also want to apply different materials for market one and market two. So just deactivate that option. Then we also have that now push one options. Now the moment you run, it will actually be trading two contracts at once, at a go. Those are two. That's another two batch, another batch of two, another batch of two, another batch of two. So if you stop, you can actually be able to see every batch has the same that is exit spot. Just check. This one is 3-3 executed at the same time. We have 4-4. We also have 3377. So that's what you call the push one option. Push one option is best, especially when you are trading matches. For example, okay, in case, for example, there's something else I forgot. In case, for example, you want to remove market two or even market one, just click this cancel button there. Then, okay, you can actually see it has disappeared. But of course, you can't remove all the markets. So you must leave at least one, okay? So I want to actually show you in case you want to trade matches and do like 3 or 4 predictions. So let me click select bot, then load like that. Now we have already loaded the robot afresh, or even let me first of all refresh. Yeah. So it's always good to actually refresh your device. That is before you take your trades, or just in case you have already taken your trades and you want to get back in this market, it's always good to actually apply these options. So what I'll do, click here and load. That is the array storm shadow, or that's the same robot we have here by default. So just click market one. Let's say, for example, I want to trade matches using the same volatility. So for example, 10-1s, I can click global shared because I want all the markets to actually apply the same volatility. And here it is. So I can actually use just one volatility, then click here, market one. Then we go to trade options. We can say we want to trade matches. We can predict, for example, the digit, the green bar. Assuming the digit, the green bar is digit 0, select 0 there, like that. Okay. Then collapse that option there. Then go to the risk manager. I want to apply martingale. I want to apply a martingale factor of, I want to stake like $10. Then I want to apply a martingale factor of 1.5. 5 like that, but I want to apply martingale after 2 consecutive losses like that, yeah, or even 1. You can set whichever you want, then collapse that option. Then let's go to stop trading. Like we want to set up our stop loss, so just click there, then consecutive losses. So if we hit like 5 consecutive losses, the robot should automatically stop, then stop at that point. uh yeah, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Stop there, then target profit, then click here, set up your target profit. So the moment this trade wins, I'm staking 10, so I can set up my target profit as $30, okay, or even let's say $50. So that means the moment I hit a win, I make a win, the robot will automatically stop. Then my stop loss, let me set up at 500. So that is now market one. Yeah, that is market one. So let me collapse it. So market one, we are predicting digit 2. Now let's go to market 2. Add market 2 here, then go straight to market 2. Of course, we are using the same volatility. We go straight to trading definition. So now I want to use trade matches. I want to predict matches 3 like that. Everything else is the same, probably everything else is the same, or even you can set up whatever you want. So if you go to trade definitions, you can actually see we are predicting matches 3. Okay, that is on market 1. We are predicting, I think, matches 0. You can actually see. So those are 2 digits. Now we are predicting that is 2 digits at once. Okay, so that is market 1, market 2. Then we can probably add market 3. Market 3, go straight to trade definitions. I want us to actually predict digit, let's say digit 9. There it is. Yeah, then collapse that. In case you still want market 4, you can add it here. Then trade definitions, what do we set up? Let's predict digit like 6. So you say you can actually trade different, you can actually have different predictions. Then now just come to market switcher and activate. Then we'll actually use this option we call let's deactivate that, or even when you call override risk manager, that means this robot will actually be using the same material, same stake. Yeah, but now because we have already done set the 2 market 1, market 2, market 3, market 4 independent, so we don't have to actually use that. Then click here, select push once. Yeah, how do you want to push this market? So this robot will actually be pushing market 1, market 2, market 3, market 4 at the same time. That means those robots will have the same exit spot. So in case digit 0, digit 9, digit 8, or even digit 6 pops, all those prediction digits that we just set up, in case either of them pops, the robot will execute in that specific volatility. Now, let's collapse all those options. You can actually see we have market 1, market 2, market 3, market 4. All those markets have different matches prediction. Now, if you click run, it will open 4 contracts at once. So just wait and see. Run. Do. So you can actually see there is a market which has already won. So any market that makes a win, yeah, like the robot will actually stop. So the first one, you can actually see. These are how many trades we have: 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of them have same exit spot. You can actually see there was a digit 3. This one made a win. Okay. Then you can also see we have this one. This one they had the same exit spot of 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Already, this market had already hit a TP, so it was actually removed. So now we are trading with 3 markets. Then we actually traded all the way up. This one hit the TP. So this one was removed. Now we remain with the 2 markets. That's why you see we have 2, 2, 6, 6. This one hit the TP. So now we remain with only 1. That's why we have 6 for exit spots. Are we together? So it's actually very simple. Then in case you are using this other option, click the manager, click here, then select override risk manager. That means reset on hedge. So the moment you select override risk manager, then reset on hedge. That means the moment you make a win, the robot will stop. Will actually reset everything. That means if you run like the moment this robot makes a win, either on market 1, market 2, market 3, it will actually reset the stake. Just wait and see. Just click run. Just wait and see. Any market that will win, the robot will automatically stop. Okay, we have, unfortunately, we have hit our stop loss. But of course, we haven't done any analysis. You should not just learn randomly. This will actually give you, just do your normal analysis, only that now predict the digits with the high powers, which has that have high possibility of attracting the tick. So let me just execute and see. The moment either of them makes a win, reset on head. The moment we make a win, the robot resets all the stakes. The robot resets all the stakes. Yeah. So you can actually see, just check here. We have, for example, these and these and this. This one made a win. You can actually see now the second stake was actually $10, $10. But the moment we lost here, the robot actually applied what you call the martingale. Are we together? So it's actually very simple. Then we have so many. I think I'll actually do videos on these. Yeah. So in case you don't want to apply these, you can deactivate, enable market switching. Uh-huh. We have push ones option. Like on push ones, the bot will trade all markets at once. Then there's something else that we can actually apply. Just if you go to actually this, for example, the stop loss and target profit guard, you can actually elevate these to global shared there. So if you set it to global shared, that means like all these will actually apply. The target profit and the stop loss will actually apply for all these markets. So just click here. You can go to target profit, elevate to global shared. It's just amazing. I'll actually be doing details videos now where like I'm actually trading matches with these robot. Click here. Then you can activate to global shared. Then we have market one. That means now this robot is actually using the same target profit and stop loss. Just activate there. Now, let's see. Let's collapse market one, market three, market four. Now, let's go to the global shared. So under the global shared, we have volatility. Now, if you have to switch the volatility, you only need to switch it here. You don't have to go to specific market because all these markets, the volatilities are actually elevated to global shared. Okay, then collapse there, then go to target profit and stop loss guard. So you can just activate here, set up your target profit. Yeah, let's say for example you are targeting like 20, that is like $30. Yeah, amazing. Let's say the stop loss, you are doing a stop loss of like 500. Okay, so now all these markets are actually applying the same stop loss, same target profit. Then we are using the put yours option. Okay, then if you click run, yeah, if you click run, you can actually see, yeah, you can actually see. So the markets that hit a win. But I think there's also another option that I'll actually be that is introducing, where the moment any single market makes a win, the robot automatically stops. The moment you make a single win, the robot automatically stop. Override the risk managers, reset on hedge. Yeah. So I'll actually will under this option that is under the push ones. I'll actually introduce an option where, like the moment the robot either market one, market two, market three, market four makes a win, the robot automatically stops. Yeah. So you can actually use that option like we have, because that's what we have under the air speedboat. You can, when you're trading matches under the air speedboat, we have that option where the moment you make a win, the robot automatically stops. Okay. Then it's actually very simple. That's how we do it. There are so many stuff. There are so many options that you can actually have. Now, in case you want to remove these markets, you just need to cancel there. Okay, cancel there. Okay, we also have these. Yeah. Now, in case you don't want to use the global shared option, you just click those specific options with the global shared option activated. Then deactivate, and you can actually see it has disappeared from that is at the top of the market. Now, how do you trade markets like over under using how do you set up market one, market two, or even there's someone who want to trade even odd, or how do you set up your strategy? So let's load the robot again. Click select bot, then load. Now we have loaded the default robot. Click here. go to this part. Let's select, for example, on multiple volatilities like that. Yeah. So here I want to use these multiple volatilities. And how do I want to trade? Let me, for example, elevate this to global shared. Then let me cancel here, come to this part. We have these, let's add these volatilities. Like that, let's say like 4, then switch after, then click here and set on loss. Once you hit 2 consecutive losses, the robot will switch the volatility. Okay, then go to market one, we continue with the setup, collapse the market volatilities option, go to trade option. Let's say, for example, I want to trade market like over, then prediction digits 3, like that. Then collapse that option, go to the risk managers. I want to apply the martingale factor of 2, like that. Then let's say I'm staking something like $5. Yeah. Then collapse that part. Then we also have this part for the strategy logic. Then because I'm trading that is over, I'm trading over 2. Yeah, I'm trading that is over 2. I'm trading that is over 3. Yeah, over 3. So just click add. Then I can, for example, set up the LDP. If the last 3 digits under 4, then execute a trade on over 3. Then I'll actually use that is the recovery limit of 2. Once we try to make 2 attempts to make a recovery and we don't manage, the robot to stop, pause a bit, wait for fresh signal. Then stop trading, let's say activate these. Yeah. So consecutive losses. So after something like 5 consecutive losses, the robot should automatically stop. Then let's set up the target profit. We are targeting for how much? For this specific trade, let's just do, let's say, for example, we are doing something like $20, like that. Then target profit, stop loss, set it up there. Then like that. The next thing we do is let's collapse market one, then add market two. Market two is now, we have already deprecated market one. So what you do, just go to trade definitions. Let's say, for example, I want now this one for market two, I want to trade under. Then set up something like under 6. So that one I'm already done. Some where else do I need to go? Let me collapse this. Then let's it's fine. So then I want to trade under 6, like that. Then let's go to something else like the strategy logic, because I'm trading under 6. So if the last 3 digits are because I'm trading over 6 are over 5. If the last 3 digits are over 5, trade that is under 6. Okay, because if you go to this part for the trade definition, you can actually see we are trading under 6. Then for the target profit, stop loss, everything should remain the same. So we have already set up, this is over 3, this one is under 6. Now how will the two market switch? So just click here and activate switcher, enable market switching. So what do we do? So we can say, like, the moment you lose on that is over 3, the robot to switch to over that is under 6, or even you can set it up as a recovery option on lands, on wins. Let's say, for example, like that. That is on recovery. So that means we'll be trading over 3. If we lose, we switch to under 6. Okay, let's see if it works. So just run. So the robot is actually waiting for the entry. So the moment we get that is 3 consecutive under 4 digits, the robot will execute a trade on that is under. Will actually execute a trade on that is over 3. Yeah. So that's what we are actually waiting for. Let me first of all pause a bit, stop a bit, and let me see the volatilities that we have here. Oh, we didn't set how these volatilities will actually switch. So yeah, we did. So we are actually using multiple volatilities. You can actually see the switcher is active. So okay, let's see. Let's run and wait a bit. So it's actually very simple to actually do the setup Very simple, very easy. So the first trade still not yet executed. The first trade has already been executed on volatility. That is on over 10 1s, yeah. So that means the last three digits under four were actually like the last three digits. It will only execute a trade if the last three digits are over four, are under four, yeah. Then in case we lose, the robot now will trade under six. Now this is, if you check here, if you check, you can actually see wins is strictly higher than 3. Yeah. So any digits that appears, that is like the barrier is digit 3 because we are trading that is over 3. I just want to see, wait until we lose, and you'll actually see now the robot will start trading under 6. So like this robot is just multi-purpose. You can just configure it to actually trade however you want. How you want it to trade, that's how it will actually trade. So you can actually set up market one, market two to trade differently. You can also set up like the robot to trade even. Then once you lose on even, the robot to trade odd. Like they are just anything you ever think of, like you need to do in trading, any strategy you think of to apply in trading, you can actually be able to automate it in this with this robot. Like for example, we already made a loss here. Now let's see our next trade. Now the robot has switched to under 6. The next trade should be on under 6. So any moment digit below 6 appears, you can actually see that we have actually, that is one our exit spot digit is. Let me first of all stop so that I can be able to explain. You can actually see our exit spot is digit 5, which is below digit 6. If you go to the journal part, you can actually see win payout if the last digit volatility 10 1s index is strictly lower than 6. Strictly lower than 6. So that means we are trading under 6 market. It's very simple to actually use this robot. Anything you ever think of, you can actually use. That is the advanced so we'll actually continue adding more and more features. So I just wanted to give an overview of how you can actually be able to trade using different varieties. But in case you are using market one, market two, market three, how will those two markets interact? So just click here and uh, you can actually be able, for example, just activate there, and then we have this option. For example, on loss, you want the robot to switch from market one to market two. On loss, on win, on runs, on recovery. We also have the push once option. So I'll continue bringing more and more updates, more features. So the same, just the same stuff that you're actually doing under the Eric Speedbot, you can actually be able to do, that is using the advanced speed robot. So I'll continue doing more and more tutorials about the advanced Eric, the various options you can actually do, how you can actually be able to combine that is how you can actually be able to combine different strategies. It's actually very simple. So all you need to do is just visit ritraders.co.ke and get to backtest the strategy that you have. It's very simple. Then as you trade, we said you should have a stable net. So all you need to do is just visit Right Traders, just type fast.com like that and test your internet speed. You can actually see I don't my internet speed is not so high, but I believe that is when it comes to latency, it's actually doing best, because you'll find someone is trading with an internet speed which is reading 500 Mbps, but when it comes to the latency, it's actually very poor. You can actually see at the moment, loaded is 10 microseconds and loaded is 17 microseconds. We say it should be, the two of them should be below 15, that is Mbps. Just wait and see. You can actually see mine. You can actually see mine. Loaded 8 Mbps. Unloaded is 8 Mbps. Loaded is 12. I mean, not my Mbps. You can actually see unloaded is 8 microseconds. Loaded is 12 microseconds. Overall internet speed is around like 18. Yeah. So you'll find someone. So you really don't need that is a very high internet speed, yet the latency is very poor. Yeah. You can actually see mine is at a range of around like 30 Mbps. But if you check here, loaded 5 microsecond, unloaded 5 microsecond, loaded 12 microsecond. That means if I am trading with a speedboat, it'll actually perform the best. You can actually see all those trials that we have done. You have not seen the material misbehaving. You have not seen delays or even all those kind of sort of stars, all those kind of errors, because we have the best internet speed. So as you trade, make sure you have the best internet speed. So it's actually very simple. All you need to do is just visit AI traders and get to backtest these strategies. So that's what we have for today, guys. Goodbye.